Welcome to today's lesson. I will be explaining the importance of understanding financial literacy within an organization, what that looks like in terms of accountability and transparency, and the importance of proper financial training for board members and staff. First, let's take a look at what it means to be financially literate. According to the National Financial Educators Council, financial literacy is understanding the topic of money. Yet, research finds that 50% of households lack a basic understanding of finances, including student loans, student loan debts, and planning for retirement. In the nonprofit world, the results are the same. Many nonprofit leaders lack a basic understanding of how to implement pre-planning measures, retain savings, and invest properly. Furthermore, many nonprofits have more liabilities than assets, and on average have less than 1 month's operational expenses on hand. This was especially troubling and even more exacerbated during the COVID-19 shutdown. Education is power in these circumstances. Proper training in financial literacy for all nonprofits is crucial for continued and ultimately thriving success. Now, let's take a look at what training should be implemented for nonprofit organizations and their staff, along with the board members. Please note that financial literacy is the understanding of financial skills, whereas financial acumen puts those skills to use. Board of Directors. Most of us in the nonprofit world are accustomed to the 3 responsibilities of board members: care, obedience, and loyalty. This includes understanding the financial responsibilities of the organization they govern. Those financial responsibilities include initiating financial policies that establish the budget and financial goals for the organization, comprehension of financial statements and accountability and transparency of audits, ensuring financial documents are accurate. It is imperative that each new board member comprehends the financial responsibilities placed upon them within the organization. Board Treasurer. Though the treasurer is a board member, this position has its own set of responsibilities and requirements. At many nonprofits, this position is the same as a chief financial officer, unless, of course, the CFO is a paid staff member. Though the duties are very similar, each is responsible for working directly with the executive director when executing bookkeeping, producing and reporting reports, payroll, paying the organization's bills, and ensuring they are paid in a timely manner, and examining the executive director's expense reports. Executive Director. The main financial responsibilities of the executive director may include entering time clocks, creating detailed expense reports, and training staff, particularly program managers, on the financial literacy, acumen, and the understanding the costs associated with running their programs. Lastly, let's take a gander at accountability and transparency and their importance to an organization's overall success. Roden Packel found that there are 4 moral codes nonprofits can add to their code of ethics policy that aids in higher ethical and moral standards. Those codes include moral awareness, moral decision-making, moral intent, and moral action. These codes help aid nonprofits in holding themselves accountable and being more transparent with their community. Accountability. Accountability is described as the willingness to accept the consequences of all financial responsibility, whether good or bad. This includes grasping the understanding of laws, regulations, and policies within the organization and at state or federal levels, as it pertains to the organization. Accountability also includes the understanding that internal controls must be put in place for lasting credibility. Transparency. Transparency is the willingness to produce meaningful, timely, and truthful documentation about the ongoings of an organization's financial performance. This is done by documenting any and all conflict of interests, discrepancies, and further explanation as to why monies were spent where and for what purpose. When all staff members and board members understand their duties and why they are important for accountability and transparency, nonprofit organizations cease to develop better relationships with their donors, which in turn increases their donations and financial security. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck.